and then getting to know them, because the hardest thing to do sometimes is to make decisions about people you don't know. So I just want to say thank you. And then on December 22nd at Princeton Recreational Center, we are hosting our annual Christmas party. We adopt around 200 kids in the community. And then we host a basketball tournament. We have arts and crafts, and we invite the community to come out. Normally, like I said, there will be about 200 children there. So it is from 9 to 3 o'clock. So your donation today is going towards our Christmas party, and I just want to say thank you again. The Civitan Club has been with Building Bridges since they were created back in 1974. So thank you very much.
That's great.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Please, you could ask me. The age range are from 9 to 18-year-old.
Love goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's better to fight fire with love than, well, unfortunately, the children that you guys have to deal with have seen the bad side of life, and they need to see the goodness that people have. You know, I'm kind of moved. I get really moved when I talk about that, because I can't fathom what some of these kids, I mean, between you and Monty, I'll share with everybody here. I remember talking to one of the kids at Building Bridges and a kid at Victory Project, and they said, this is the best time of my day. I'm here. You don't understand. I could be shot at when I go home. Okay, I drive 10 minutes away from here. I grew up on a country farm. When bullets are flying, it's usually to kill an animal, a deer, or you're hunting. To have a human being tell me that's a child, that the best part of their day, the safest part of their day, is to be in your organizations. Number one, wow. And number two, thank you. Again, I can't express enough what it means. And along those lines with PAAL too, I mean, giving the kids an outlet so that they can participate in athletics and they can see if they have talent or just have fun. I can't even fathom what it must be like to get, and I watched it with Monty. I mean, the kids, you see them walk into Victory Project, they're walking in like this. The second they open the door up, you could just literally, that, you can't put that into, I mean, as a parent, you can't put that into words. So I want to emphasize how much it means. I don't want us to lose sight of how incredible you all are. With that, officer, would you come up? Notice he's taller than me.
Just a little bit.
And what's really bad is he's skinnier than me, and he's wearing a vest.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not? No. Good. Okay. I was going to say, I'm like, oh my. Well, we really appreciate everything you do for kids, and every year I know that we donate, and I hope that you all will let us know when you're having an event or a Christmas event or whatever, so that we could possibly come and have volunteers and assist you all.
Absolutely.
I think that we need to become a little bit more active and see what you do on a daily basis if we can.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Officer Wilson.
Appreciate your donation. Tony, as always, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, thank you. Gerald Wilson, I'm the Chief Deputy for the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. And the lovely lady sitting next to me, you know, Shannon Crabtree, she's the president of Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, PAAL, Police Activity and Athletic League. The whole goal for PAAL is international, pretty much it is. It's not national, it's international. The whole goal for PAAL, one of our mission statement is pretty much how do we build a relationship with police and youth? That's the whole goal of PAAL, is to build a relationship. And nowadays, I think you guys would contest, it's more important now than ever. One of the things that we talk about relationships. Oh man, once you kind of break that stigma and the kids take off that armor and the police take off their armor, they sit down and they talk. Oh wow! Hey, let me keep talking. I'm doing good here. Let me keep going. Just bring it right here. I'm doing pretty good here.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
You know, right.
I didn't see.
Erase that section.
Right.
Sorry.
Anyway, not to be up here long. You talked about building relationships, which is very important. Well, we have found out when you get together, and we also got to take the armor off the police as well. Kind of just woosah, you know, you were a kid once, you was young. You maybe grew up a little different, but at the end of the day, what is your goal and what is your purpose of even being a public servant? So we as in the sheriff's office, we're struggling. I know Monty and I and John with the table talking about as far as recruiting, and that's happening everywhere. We get it. But at the end of the day, we as in law enforcement, we as in the sheriff's office, need to be careful to make sure we have the right people policing the people.
Yes.
So even that's kind of hard. But somebody's got to do the job. So I say that to say it is difficult, but at the end of the day, we can't give up. And it takes groups like the Civitan Club and others to bring this together. The reason why is because we all have a story. And it's a matter of sitting down, breaking bread, and opening up your ears and listen to that story to say, you know what, I like that. Maybe I can use that as I grow up, which I'm sure that's what the Victory Project does. So in closing, if there's anything that we as the Sheriff's Office or PAAL can do to help you and your organizations bond that relationship with youth or whatever you guys do, whatever your mission is, let us know. Please let us know. And I mean that sincerely because we all have a story, really we do. And if the right person hears that story, hopefully that'll propel them to be productive in our community. So again, on behalf of the Sheriff's Office and PAAL, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Daryl, awesome.
Thank you is not enough.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Especially out of all the people that are in this room, our first responders and everything that you do. And to your point, you know, yeah, you have to put down your wall, but you have a family you kiss every morning.
Yes, sir.
And you want to come home. And it all boils down to us giving love to kids so that they know that there are people that care for them and that if they respect others, others will respect them.
Absolutely.
So, again, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Finally, we get to talk to Monty, the great Monty. Not Monty Python. The whole, what is it? The something of knee. Forget.
The knights who
The
say
knights of
knee.
knee. The knights who say knee. Yes, but I'll share with you a little story about Monty before he gets up here. I met Monty when my first go around of being president of Civitan, which is about 2010, 2011. He had just started this organization called Victory Project. He was a police officer and a preacher, and he wanted to change children's lives. Man, was he infectious. You want to talk about a man with passion and heart. Because I honestly didn't know how it was going to turn out when I met him. And through God's grace and a lot of love, and a lot of people like you all here that really care about people, he's grown Victory Project, I'd say, tenfold from when I first met him. Are you still serving girls now too?
No, we're in the early stages of
Early stages of girls. The young men, as I said, my first experience with Monty, I watched the young men walk in all like this the second they opened the door up. And it moved me. And to this day, if I get a phone call from Monty, I'm going to do whatever I can to help him. So I'll let him explain more about what Victory Project is, but I can tell you that I'm in awe of what he's done and his success, but I know it's a direct reflection of the love and care that he has for our community and for kids. Monty?
Oh, wow, that's a great introduction. Can I get that on tape?
It's on tape.
You're on candid camera.
Thanks. That's very
On behalf of Civitan, I'd like to present you with a check for $500, and we also would like to, we talked about it with your staff, but we also want to be the host for one of your meals sometime in the next year. We'd like to come out and assist you like we did before.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, we appreciate it. You guys have been part of Victory Project. Thank you, part of Victory Project from the very beginning, as Luigi and PAAL has been assisting us also over the years. So we are a company of friends and families. We're very grateful.
I agree with you 100%. You did a great job. But we have to look at the person who got us all involved, and that's Mr. L. Pierce.
Al was on our board,
Yes.
as was Shannon was on our board. So we have some great friends.
Please tell everybody, without me describing in detail or lack thereof of what you do.
I'm actually going to hand it over to our executive director. I'm going to give his practice public speaking. So I'm going to hand it over to Dylan. Dylan Pohl's our executive director. So is that good?
Hey, it's your
He's
show.
great.
It's
He's
your
great.
show
So,
right now.
Dylan, it's all yours.
Thank you.
Sorry you don't get to hear from Monty, but thank you for having us here, Civitan Club. It's always an honor to be able to share the mission and the vision of Victory Project, but I think it's even better to be able to share with our current supporters the progress and the great things that are happening at VP and the success of the young men. So thank you. I'm Dylan Pohl. I serve as Executive Director, and for those of you who aren't super familiar with what we do, we work with, as an after-school program, disengaged young men. And by disengaged, we mean they're not going to, clubs to a club after school or to a sports team or employment, and naturally they're more prone to getting into unproductive or destructive type behaviors or activities, often street-related activities. So we serve as that alternative to the street for them. So we're really striving to combat the pillars of poverty, which have been identified as dropping out of high school, fathering a child before marriage, or getting a criminal history. And we do that with what we call our 3E curriculum. That's education, entrepreneurship, and enlightenment. So we have tutoring twice a week. We have access to their online grade platforms, and so we're able to kind of team up with their parent on their academic status. And I say parent because 90% of our students come from a single parent home. So it's really difficult for their mom to serve as, just the regular duties of a parent to work, and then, with several kids to be able to be the advocate for their child. So we do that. Under the entrepreneurship wing, we have a micro business in which the young men work. They start at $10 an hour. They are developing their work ethic. They're building a work history to be better prepared for their after high school plans. And the unique thing about our micro business is that students have to earn eligibility to work each week. It's a little bit countercultural, but we strongly believe that it's important to emphasize to them that you're not going to be handed a great job out of high school. You have to work on your character, your work ethic, upskill, get certifications, trainings, so that they'll be hireable or marketable out of school. And then lastly, our enlightenment wing of Victory Project, we have life skills and character development classes every week that range from financial literacy to public speaking to what it means to be a gentleman, how to tie a tie, how to change a tire, how to treat a lady. And then we have Bible study every week. And weaved in there, we have dinner every night, thanks to our awesome volunteers. And they eat well. Nobody goes home hungry. And we have recreation. So we have, basketball court, foosball, ping pong pool, video games, because it's apparently popular in this generation. And the past couple of years, we've started a cycling team and a basketball team. And if you want to see some high quality, highly skilled basketball games, go watch the Dayton Flyers. If you want to,
Okay.
if you want to see a ragtag group of guys who've never played an organized sport before but are having fun doing it and building, learning the principles of teamwork and grit and discipline, punctuality, things like that, come watch our guys at the Kingdom Sports Center in Franklin. But yeah, so that's kind of a brief overview of what we do at VP. We just kind of updates where we're going. We're now at capacity with about 50 students at Victory Project, and where our focus has become expansion. And so we've recently secured the seed money to start a location in West Dayton. So we've been looking at properties and buildings over there. So we're hopeful to get that going soon. And we are also hoping in the same time frame to be beginning a girls program. And so along with that, in our strategic planning process, we're working on making Victory Project a franchisable model, so that if someone from Dallas, Texas or Denver, Colorado learns about Victory Project, we can have them come shadow, tell them about our culture, and then hand them the playbook to truly make Victory Project, as our vision says, an alternative to the street for America's youth, not just Dayton. Last thing I kind of want to point you to is we recently had an in-depth analysis, a study done by the Dayton Flyer Consulting Group of University of Dayton. And they did an in-depth study of our student performance and kind of the strengths and opportunities and to grow at Victory Project. And we had some really encouraging news and statistics that came from them. I just want to read a few of those for you here. So as far as absenteeism goes, our students are three times less likely to be absent than their peers in the Dayton Public Schools. Math proficiency is more than double. Reading proficiency is almost double. And our graduation rate among students who go through the program is 100% compared to 72%. Yeah, so again, we can't do any of that without the support of our donors and volunteers, so we're really excited about that. The last part, kind of it's called the social return on investment that we learned from that Dayton study, is that students over their lifetime who graduate from Victory Project, the social return on investment is about $970,000. They're not a net, negative through going through staying on generational poverty. Welfare is a great thing for society for the hard times, but we don't want those guys to fall into the trap of generational poverty. We want them to be productive and contribute. And so that was a really encouraging study to get from Flyer Consulting Group, and it's good to be able to share that with our supporters.
Thank you.